Hey friends, so I recently saw a video about the Caron Anniversary Cakes and whether they were worth it or not. And I thought I would put out my own video on whether I think they're worth it or not. And also, I did a little bit of price comparison with different websites, different brands, but the same size. So I have two cakes here with me. These are this year's 2025 colors. This one is opal, I believe. Yes, so this one's opal, and I have two of these cakes, and I have two of the, I think it's Tropical Paradise, Tropical Breeze. That one I'm using. Let's look at this one. This is Tropical Breeze. So these are two of the 2025 anniversary cakes. The colors that came out in September. They have since released some Christmas colors, holiday colors. They're all sold out from the last time I checked, but I'm not buying any more anniversary cakes this year. So what I have is what I have, and I'm done. But I do still have one anniversary cake left from 2024, and that's Book Club. So I really want to make that into a cardigan, but I didn't think one cake was going to be enough. So I did go to Michael's and I did buy the slice of anniversary cake. I did use, I'd had Hocus Crocus from last year as well, and I made a 6-day star blanket with that, and I used the color Crocus from the slice of anniversary cakes to kind of fill out that that blanket. I used it in the single crochet rounds, just so that I could maximize my usage of the anniversary cake. And I was not impressed with the slice of anniversary cakes. It's just what it is. I wasn't impressed. I thought it was really like poorly woven yarn. It felt cheap. And you're paying $39.99 for an anniversary cake. They are 1,029 yards, I believe. They put the label on the plastic over all of the words. Yes, 1,029 yards. So, $39.99 doesn't seem... Sometimes it doesn't seem reasonable. You're paying for one skein near, it's $40. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of yardage. So let's go through some of the comparables that I found online. And I will be putting pictures up when I'm talking about the particular yarn that I found, how many yards, how many skeins you would have to buy, and what that overall price would be to get the same total yardage that you would have in an anniversary cake. And I was kind of surprised to find that there was a range of prices from all these different yarns. So let's jump right into it. Keeping in mind that we're looking at $39.99, and this is without sale prices. So I priced all of these out at regular price, no sale. So you want to make sure if you're buying these yarns that you're looking for the sales or you're shopping the deals. Especially with anniversary cakes, they only come out once a year. Lots of people fight for them. They are just, for me, the juice isn't worth the squeeze when I'm trying to buy yarn. I don't want to have to fight massive amounts of people to get one, and I don't want to have to get up super early because they release them at 5 a.m. on the East Coast, and it would be 2 a.m. here. Like, I just don't have the bandwidth to be getting up that early to try and get online and order one right away. So that's my overall, if it's not in stock on the website, I'm not going to buy it. I just don't care that much. But there are people who love them and really want to buy them. because they're so limited. And I think that's what Michaels and Yarnspirations are doing. They're playing on your FOMO when it comes to these skeins. That's really bottom line up front. That's how I feel about it. But if you are one of those people who maybe want to put in filler colors, or maybe you're like, I don't really care to buy the anniversary cake, but I love some solids. A lot of these yarns are solids. Some of them come in variegated colors, but they don't come in any colors that are really comparable to the anniversary cakes. But I digress. Let's get into it. So the first company that I'm going to go with is Lion Brand. Lion Brand has a lot of my favorite yarns. And I use a lot of their yarns in a lot of my stuff. So Lion Brand Hometown. It is $5.99 a skein normally. They had 2 separate yardages on there, which I assume is the variegated has the smaller yardage. A lot of companies do that. They'll have a whole line, and the line will consist of solids and variegateds, and the variegateds will come in a smaller skein, be the same price. I don't know. I'm not a big company. I don't make these yarns, so I don't know the decision behind it. I just know that that's what I have seen. Big Twist used to do it too. So Hometown, I believe in the solids, you're going to get 81 yards per skein at $5.99. So if you buy a skein that's at 81 yards, you would need 12.7 skeins of yarn to equal 1,029 yards. And that total, if you were going to do a project out of just that, would run you $76.09. That's for the 12.7. You'd have to round up for 13, right? If it is a 74 yard skein, which I assume is a variegated, you would need 13.9 skeins of yarn, which would basically be 14. And you're looking at $83.29. So right off the bat, your anniversary cake is a better value. You get more yarn for the money. However, you have to fight the crowds. And a lot of these yarns you can buy in multiple places, but I have found the selection of color is better when you buy from the particular website that it comes from, like Lion Brand or Yarnspirations. I'll talk a little bit more about some other yarns. The next yarn I'm going to talk about is Lion Brand Respun. This is not a 100% acrylic yarn, but it comes in a bulky weight, super bulky weight, a 6-weight yarn. And I make a lot of things with Lion Brand Respun, and I like the feel of it. I don't think it would have any problems putting Respun in with an anniversary cake if the color matched. I think it's great, and it's recycled yarn. I mean, you're trying to do something better by using something that's recycled, and I like that Lion Brand has that line, and they have different weights of Lion Brand Respun. So let's talk about Lion Brand Respun. It retails on Lion Brand for $11.99. There are 223 yards per skein, which means you would need 4.6 skeins to equal an anniversary cake. That comes out to $55.32. And Lion Brand Respun has added several colors since they came out and started making it. I remember finding it at Joann, and there was, 3 colors, and now there's a bunch. So I believe that you could probably find something that you're looking for in the Respun line if that's what you're interested in. Again, shop the sale. The last one for Lion Brand is Lion Brand Heartland Thick and Quick. That has a decent amount of colors that go with it. It retails for $7.99. It's 124 yards per skein, which gives you 8.2 skeins to equal an anniversary cake. And that will run you about $66.30. A little bit more because you have to round up for an even skein. So overall, all 3 Lion Brand yarns are more expensive than an anniversary cake. but you may want the anniversary cake, or you may want the Lion brand because maybe you like the value of the yarn or the feel of the yarn better than the anniversary cakes. So next I went to Yarn Inspirations because why not shop at their particular site? Caron Anniversary Cakes are only sold at Michael's, but Yarn Inspirations is Caron's home. And so I looked up their 6-weight bulky yarns that I think would look comparable or feel comparable to the anniversary cakes. So the first one is Red Heart Super Easy, and that is a brand new yarn that they just came out with. That retails for $8.99 a skein. That comes out to 238 yards per skein, which is 4.3 skeins to equal an anniversary cake, which isn't bad. And it would retail you, if you bought all of the Red Heart Super Easy, $38.86. So very comparable to the anniversary cake. The next one I looked at was Bernat Softy Chunky. So on the Yarn Inspirations website, they have a kind of like Premier does with some of their chunky yarns. They have a smaller skein and a larger, kind of like a like it's just a bigger skein. They didn't have the yardage listed for the larger skein, but I did the math based on how many grams they said that the bigger skein weighed. So if the bigger skein exists in the color that you want, you're looking at $13.49 for that particular skein. It should be approximately 432 yards, which would equal 2.3 skeins to equal an anniversary cake, and that comes out to $32.13. Now I looked again, I was on Yarn Inspirations, but I did go to Hirschner's, and Hirschner's seemed to have more colors in stock than Yarn Inspirations for some reason. But it is 108 yards, the smaller skein, which means you would need 9.53, and that would run you $47.54. I don't really know why the price is different, but the smaller skein is $4.99 a yard. So that's Bernat Softy Chunky. I don't particularly know how the Softy feels. I've never used it before. I know that I don't like Caron Simply Soft. I think it's too slippery. So I'm wondering if Bernat is the same way. But that's it for Yarn Inspirations. Those were the only two yarns that I saw that looked comparable, or looked like they would feel comparable to an anniversary cake. So next I went to Premier, and Premier has Premier Basics Super Bulky, and that is $4.99 a yard, 98 yards per skein, which would equal 10.5 skeins. You're looking at $52.39. They have a lot of colors. A lot of these I looked at solid colors and saw that the solid colors kind of looked comparable. And again, there's a picture of it up on the side. The next one I looked at was Premier Anti-Pilling Bulky, and it's $4.99 also a skein, 87 yards per skein, 11.8 skeins, $59.01. This was kind of an off one that I threw in there, just because I threw in Premier Fable. It's a variegated yarn. It's 100% acrylic. I just thought it was fun colors. It's a super bulky. If you're looking for something other than the anniversary cake, this might be something you'd like, but it's not cheaper by any stretch of the imagination. So Premier Fable retails for $8.99, and it's 131 yards, which means you'd need 7.85 skeins for that to match what you would get in an anniversary cake, and that would work out to $70.61. It's not cheaper at all. And then I do have one that's kind of an oddball, off the wall. I don't know how available this is going to be, because it was a Joann's brand and now Hirschner's has it. I haven't seen it on Michael's, but Big Twist Icing is a 6-weight yarn, and it comes in, I think I saw 7 or 8 colors, and it's not just like holiday colors, but they're solids, and that retails for $7.99. I believe it's on sale right now, but I didn't want to give you sale prices because not everything's always on sale, and you know, I don't want you to be surprised to go to the website and be like, she said it was $4.99, but it's actually selling for $7, you know? So $7.99 for Big Twist Icing, 122 yards, equals 8.43 skeins, which comes out to $67.39. So, for the yardage that you get in an anniversary cake, is it worth it? I mean, by price, yeah. Just, if you're looking at, you know, how many yards you're getting for how much you're paying, the majority of the yarns that are out there that are comparable to the anniversary cake in composition, size, like the weight and feel, the anniversary cake is a good value. Now, I've seen people online who have said it washes terribly, it comes out super fuzzy, and it's awful when it comes out of the wash and the dryer. It can be washed and dried. Follow the manufacturer's instructions. I haven't washed anything with it yet. I do have 2 star blankets over there that do need to get washed. I wasn't sure if I was going to sell them at a market or not, and if I do, I'm not supposed to wash them ahead of time. But I probably should wash at least one so that I know how it comes out. I did have a couple of people in my community who have made things with their anniversary cakes and they washed them per the manufacturer's instructions. They didn't use any high heat, they didn't use any hot water, and they said that it washed fine. And if you're looking for a different, if you're looking for another opinion, Creative Grandma, their video where they talk about the anniversary cake and whether it's a good value or not, they washed a blanket, and they did their own test. So by price, the only one that beats out is or the only 2 that beat out is Bernat Softy Chunky if it's in the larger skein, and Red Heart Super Easy when they're not on sale. I don't know. For some people, $40 for a skein is a lot. I'm going to buy a skein, I'm going to drop $40 on it. And I get it. I don't know that it's gone up in price, but last year, the 2024 skeins were larger by just a little bit than the 2025 skeins. So, you know, they're trying to keep the price the same, but they're reducing the amount of yardage. So I guess the value depends on what's important to you. I think they take up a lot of space, but I have a lot of yarn that also takes up a lot of space. I don't use 6-weight yarn very often, and I mean, I don't know. I'm making a blanket right now with Tropical Breeze. I'm making a 6-day kid blanket. And this is how far I've gotten on the 6-day kid blanket. Not very far, but I wanted to see how it worked up. I'm only going to use 1 skein. I did the math based on her instructions, and it looks like I should be able to use this entire skein for, it's not the largest size, but the next size down. So yeah, let me know your feelings on the anniversary cakes, whether you think they're a good value or not. I know a lot of people love them. A lot of people have the FOMO. I'm gonna miss out. I get it. I honestly get it. I'm that way with Bitty Stripes. You can see all my Bitty Stripes back behind me. They just released 4 or 5 new colors for Bitty Stripes, and I ordered almost all of them. The only one I didn't get my hands on was Festive, which is the new, it's like red and green and white, so Christmassy colors. But I did just today pick up Very Berry, and I have Fairy Core, Citrus, and the new blue-green one coming. So I have FOMO for this. I have FOMO for Bitty Stripes. Unicorn Mane is a big favorite for me, and that one's currently out of stock. I do have it here in the office. So just, yeah, I get the FOMO for certain yarns because I have it for certain yarns. I don't have it for the anniversary cakes. I liked the colors this year. Last year's skeins, I used Hocus Crocus, and I was not impressed. And I was not impressed by the slice of anniversary cakes. I did buy the yellow slice of anniversary cake to go with my book club. And my book club is sitting, it's put away. So we'll see. I really want to get through these skeins because they do take up a lot of space, and I have more projects that I want to make. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more content. I know it's been a long time since I've put out a video. I am trying my best. I have been very busy. I am getting ready to retire, and I just have not had the bandwidth to do a lot of recording and editing. But it is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and I don't Black Friday shop. So I'm sitting in my PJs, and I decided I would record a video today. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a great rest of your 2025. And here's to 2026. Bye.